Welcome to another spine-chilling story from Starlight Fiction. If you're hooked on K-pop horrors where fame hides fangs, this one's for you. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment, only if you like the story. Let's dive into Crimson Veil. Fangs in the spotlight. The stage lights burned like holy fire, searing my ageless skin as 30,000 fans screamed Crimson Veil's name. I was Hyun, the maknae, baby-faced at 17, frozen forever by the curse that turned me 3 centuries ago. My fangs throbbed against my gums, retracting just enough to flash my practiced smile. One slip, one drop of blood in this sea of waving light sticks, and I'd devour them all. We launched into Blood Oath, our debut track, ironically perfect for my hell. Leader Tae-sung hit the high note, his voice a velvet blade. Rapper Jin-woo spit fire that made veins pulse. Dancer Minho spun gravity-defying flips. I harmonized sweet as sin. But mid-chorus, a fan in the pit sliced her palm on a broken light stick. The copper tang hit me like a freight train. My vision tunneled red, fangs aching to extend. Backstage haze, I slumped against a mirror, gulping synthetic blood from a hidden flask. Tasteless sludge. Tae-sung clapped my shoulder. Killer debut, maknae. Agencies scouting already. His warmth made me recoil. Mortals were fragile fireworks. Jinwoo grinned, tossing me a towel. Fans love your innocent vibe. Keep it cute. But in the dressing room mirror, my eyes glowed crimson. CEO Lady Hwan swept in, all sharp suit and shark smile. Crimson Veil debuts #1. Red concept sticks. Lean in. She eyed me too long, like she sensed the monster. As confetti fell, a fan's blood-scented letter slid under the door. Hunger clawed deeper. One bite on this ride to fame, and I'd doom us all. The fan meat swarm hit like a blood tide. Hundreds of screaming girls pressing against velvet ropes, hands clutching albums and Polaroids for signatures. I sat wedged between Jinwoo and Minho, my flask empty, hunger gnawing like acid since the concert's scent overload. "Smile cute, Hyun," Jinwoo whispered, winking as he scribbled hearts. My cheeks ached from the mask, fangs twitching with every perfumed wrist waved under my nose. A girl named Sumin slid forward, 19 and glowing, her finger bandaged from that pit accident. "Appa, your harmony saved me tonight." Up close, the bandage wept crimson edges, fresh, irresistible. My throat ignited, vision blurred to her pulse hammering like a drum solo. Thanks," I stammered, pen slipping as I signed her poster. Her hand brushed mine, warm life surging through her skin. Fangs pierced my lip. I tasted my own blood to stay human. Tae-sung noticed, eyes narrowing from across the table. "Hyuna, you okay?" Pale as our concept. I nodded too fast, but Sumin leaned closer. "Selfie?" Her bandage grazed my cheek. One rip, and ecstasy. I bolted upright, knocking over water bottles. "Bathroom! Now!" Fans gasped as I fled to the alley shadows behind the venue. Huddled against dumpsters, I dry-heaved nothing, synthetics gone, real blood calling. Footsteps, Sumin, searching. "Appa, you dropped this." My letter, blood-scented. Her bandage split open in the scuffle. Drop hit the pavement. I lunged, fangs bared, but Tae-sung yanked me back, iron grip. "What the hell are you?" Hunger roared. Brother found my secret. Fame's first crack bled wide. Tae-sung's grip bruised my arm like mortal iron, dragging me deeper into the alley's stink of trash and rain-slick concrete. "Talk, Hyun. Fangs? Eyes like that? You're no kid." His voice cracked. Fear under leader steel. Sumin's footsteps faded. She'd run screaming if she saw. Hunger twisted my gut, but his pulse thumped too close, tempting fratricide. I wrenched free, hood up, voice a hiss. 300 years old. Cursed in Joseon. Vampire. Synthetics keep me sane, but her blood. Fangs retracted with effort, pain lancing my jaw. Tae-sung paled, backing against graffiti wall. "We debut #1 and you're a monster?" Fans bleed for us, literally. Sirens wailed distant, security hunting the weird maknae. Back inside, Jinwoo and Minho huddled confused as I shoved past. Hyuna, fans say you ghosted one. Minho laughed nervous. Tae-sung blocked the green room door. Group meeting, now. Locked in, he spilled. Hyun's immortal bloodsucker nearly ate a fan. Jinwoo's jaw dropped. Minho froze mid-stretch. Silence shattered by CEO Hwan's knock. Press conference in 10. For one debut hype. Tae-sung lied smooth. We're good. Hyun's just shy. But alone, he faced me. Hide it, or I expose you. No bites, no risks. I nodded. Flask refilled from black market veins. Stale mercy. That night, dorm blackout, I woke chained to my bunk by Tae-sung's belt. Insurance, he whispered. Hunger screamed as fan mail piled. Sumin's letter inside, bandage speckled. One drop fell. I licked it. Power surged. Eyes blazing red. Control slipped. Brother's chain wouldn't hold forever. Flashbulbs exploded like crucifixes as we filed into the press room. A nightmare of blinding lights and invasive microphones. I fixed my cute maknae smile, jaw tight, holding something sharp and unwanted beneath my calm. Tae-sung handled questions like a shield, steady and practiced. Crimson Veil's red concept feels intense, a reporter said smoothly. Jinwoo laughed. We put our hearts into it. The irony made my stomach knot. From the dais, CEO Hwan smiled too brightly, her gaze lingering on me a second too long. Hyun's innocence is resonating, she said. Fans love it. A dispatch reporter leaned forward. There are rumors. Health issues? Missed fan interactions? Debut nerves, Tae-sung replied without missing a beat. Then chaos flickered. A staffer stumbled, knocking equipment loose. The room gasped. The sharp metallic scent in the air hit me like a wave. My vision narrowed. The noise dulled. Instinct screamed. I lurched forward before Tae-sung slammed a foot into my shin and hissed, "Break! Now!" He dragged me beneath the table as flashes erupted. Someone spilled water. Someone screamed. Cameras rolled. When I resurfaced, my lips were damp, my head swimming. Clumsy rookie moment? Hwan laughed lightly. The press hesitated, then accepted it. Backstage, Jinwoo stared at me. What was that? Minho looked like he'd seen a ghost. My secret no longer felt contained. It was leaking. The dorm lights glowed red from a late-night city haze as Tae-sung locked my wrist to the radiator, his expression hard. You lost control, he said quietly, on camera. Jinwoo paced. You don't get to almost ruin us and call it a condition. Minho sat frozen, phone glowing with half-searched myths and symbols. Whatever I'd been suppressing was louder now. Everything artificial tasted wrong. I felt hollow, overcharged, unstable. Morning rehearsal was a battlefield. I danced too well, moved too sharply. Every jump landed with impossible precision. Show off, Jinwoo snapped. Since when did you float? Focus on your timing, I shot back. Something sharp flashed in my eyes. Minho flinched. CEO Hwan arrived unannounced. Trending everywhere, she said. Hyun, solo CF offer, dark concept, energy drink. The irony froze me. She leaned toward Tae-sung. Handle him, or I will. Later, she nicked her finger on a stand, barely visible, but deliberate. She watched me carefully. I didn't move. That night, I was locked in cold storage for safety. Fan letters surrounded me. One smelled unmistakably familiar. I tore it open with shaking hands. Outside, someone screamed. I realized then, I wasn't just dangerous to fans. I was dangerous to them. The CF set, pulsed with red lights and artificial intensity. Look thirsty, the director joked. The drink burned on my tongue. Something was wrong. Something ancient stirred. Tae-sung watched from behind the monitors. Jinwoo and Minho stayed close, tense. Then an accident. A model slipped. Chaos rippled. The room smelled wrong again. My vision darkened. I dropped low, hands on the floor, grounding myself as Tae-sung tackled me out of frame. Cut! Someone laughed. Great reaction. Hwan applauded. Star quality. Backstage, she whispered. I know what you are. Control it, or be consumed by it. That night, the dorm exploded with arguments. "She knows!" Jinwoo shouted. "We stop now," Taesung said, "or this ends us." But whatever had awakened in me wasn't listening. The stage roared, 50,000 lights swaying like a living ocean. Our comeback began. I moved like something unleashed, power threading every step. The crowd screamed my name. I felt it pulling at me. Then the effects triggered. Red mist, heat, chaos. My balance faltered. Taesung's stare burned into me. Jinwoo missed a line. Minho froze. I collapsed center stage. "Heat exhaustion," Taesung told medics later. In the van, chained again, I whispered, "She's planning something bigger." At the dorm, fans gathered outside. One slipped through security, Sumin. She held a gift. Her presence was overwhelming. I broke free, but turned away. I chose restraint. The night ended with sirens, shouting, and a truth we couldn't ignore anymore. Crimson Veil stood on the edge, not of fame, but of becoming something else entirely. The after-party VIP lounge reeked of champagne and pulsing veins, K-celebs mingling under crimson chandeliers. Juan's trap laid bare. Chained loose under my jacket sleeves, I hovered near the buffet, synthetics spiked with her special mix. Taesung shadowed me, whispering, "One move, I stake you myself." Jinwoo scanned for exits. Minho clutched holy water vial from a fan gift, trembling. Juan glided in, eyes glowing faint red, confirmed undead elite. "Hyun, mingle. Fans adore your thirst." She handed a flute of sparkling blood. Real, warm vintage. Sip burned divine. Power surged, fangs itching. Then chaos. DJ's fog machine belched plasma mist, fans slicing palms on confetti poppers. Blood rain. I pinned a producer to the wall, his jugular calling, until Taesung's knee cracked my ribs. Screams erupted as Juan laughed, her fangs flashing open. "Ritual complete. New era." She lunged at Jinwoo. I tackled her, centuries of strength slamming her through glass. Group fled amid stampede. Sumin trampled, her spilled blood trail leading us out. Van escape. Minho drove wild, Jinwoo bandaging gashes. "She's turning industry monsters," I rasped. Dorm sanctuary shattered. Juan's text. "All Crimson Veil now mine. Feed or flee." Taesung unchained me. "We hunt her first." Brothers allied with the beast. Blood war dawned. Seoul's midnight alleys twisted beneath flickering neon as we moved toward Juan's penthouse, shadows slipping between buildings. I led the way, senses stretched thin, aware of her presence long before we reached her door. Something old and powerful pulling at me. Taesung carried a silver letter opener in a clenched fist. Jinwoo held a bundle of makeshift deterrents he barely trusted. Minho's necklace swung as he whispered prayers under his breath. "End this," Taesung said, "before it spreads." We entered through a service elevator, the silence pressing down on us. Her apartment felt wrong, cold, sterile, walls lined with refrigerated units, documents, and photos of celebrities frozen in moments of trust and vulnerability. Juan waited calmly, seated like a queen. "So," she said softly, eyes glowing with recognition, "you finally came." She moved faster than thought. The room erupted into chaos. Mirrors shattered, furniture overturned. I was thrown hard, the impact stealing my breath. Taesung rushed her and was sent crashing back, arm twisting at an impossible angle. Jinwoo triggered his deterrence, smoke filling the room, forcing her to stagger. Minho froze, gripping his necklace until his knuckles burned. I tackled her, pinning her against the floor. "It ends here," I said, voice shaking. She smiled, not afraid, but satisfied. "You were never meant to be alone," she whispered. "Join me, and this world kneels." For a moment, the temptation was overwhelming. Endless stages, endless adoration, eternity under the lights. Then Jinwoo struck. The impact shattered something ancient. The room filled with wind and ash as Juan's presence collapsed inward. Her last words echoed, disembodied and cold. "It's already begun." Pain surged through all of us, Not physical, but deeper, like something awakening. Dawn broke over the city. Morning light filtered through the dorm windows as we lay scattered, shaken. Something had changed. Tae-sung rose first, strength returning unnaturally fast. He stared at his hands in horror. "What did you do, Hyun?" Jinwoo's voice sounded unfamiliar, heavier, rougher. Minho clutched his necklace, tears streaming as it heated against his skin. "We're not the same," he whispered. I had no answer. Inkigayo loomed like a sentence. "Cancel," Tae-sung growled. But contracts closed around us. Schedules didn't bend. Hwan's influence lingered like a threat in the walls. Backstage, the air vibrated with anticipation. Sumin waited in the VIP section, smiling too brightly, holding a gift. The lights came up. Veil of crimson thundered through the arena. Our performance was sharper, darker, something feral beneath the polish. The crowd screamed, unaware of how close the illusion was to breaking. Tae-sung faltered for a second. Jinwoo's verse came out raw. Minho barely held himself together. I stayed centered, anchoring us. The stage mist rolled thick, absorbing our excess, grounding us. Final pose. Final bow. The crowd roared. Backstage, we stood in silence. The truth settled in. We could never go back. But we were still together. Crimson Veil didn't end that night. It transformed. And under the neon lights of Seoul, we chose to survive. Subscribe for more stories.